Hello and welcome back for Severance Season 1, Episode 3. Katie just did a countdown that he's not going to make it into the episode.
Why not?
Which is a shame because I'm laughing about it. We're going to do the clappers.
Surprise extra episode.
It was a
guess
surprise to Nelly, who forgot that we were going to do this today.
I got the message while I was being told.
Nelly literally just logged on probably 5 minutes ago saying, okay, I watched it.
And I watched it while I was unpacking the dishes. I watched it while I was unpacking the groceries.
Well done.
And folding my clothes.
I appreciate that because I want to watch the next episode tomorrow night.
I'm glad you guys are really enjoying it. I mean, before we started, Katie was saying, I really enjoyed this episode. Oh, it looked like somebody was walking in the offices behind you then when Sean walked past Michael.
That was Shan who, she knew I needed to watch it Friday because I was out last night. And I said, if I had to watch it by myself, that'd be okay. I could watch it and you could catch up later. And she said, yeah, to be honest, if you weren't watching it, I probably wouldn't bother.
So it's probably a good thing she's not
convinced.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to take to bring her around, but maybe by the end of the season her opinion will change. We'll see.
Who knows? I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
I think you just really, really burnt her with Twin Peaks.
Yeah, I definitely did. I didn't make her read all that extra stuff. Okay.
That's very true.
To be fair, she was just trying to make sense of what the hell was happening, and she was trying to use any tools available.
And there was no sense to be made. Poor thing.
Yeah.
She has just started.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get back to
season 3 of Alice in Borderlands, though, Ben. So you got her on that one.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, that's a great one. So I wanted to just touch on something just before we start, which was Adam Scott. So Adam Scott's a pretty funny guy. Very, very funny. I mean, I literally asked you who he is before we started because I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, I gave you his name.
He is really good in this role. I mean, he's not really been funny.
He's playing two characters as well.
Yeah,
it's really quite evident in this one.
Yeah, it's a side of him that I've never seen him do before, and I'm impressed. It's very impressive. But anyway, I've got my plot synopsis again from the Severance TV fandom wiki.
What a cheat!
Yep. Because I might not have been ready if I didn't do this.
That's all right. Go for it.
Yeah. So as usual, I'll read it. You guys just pipe up when you got something to add. So we do the same thing that we've done in a lot of previous episodes, where we now see the other side of the conversation from the end of the previous episodes. So we see Mark on the outside saying, "Hey, are you okay, Petey? Are you okay?" And Petey just lies and says he slipped. He not okay. Just FYI. Mark says the robe was a gift from his brother-in-law and he's never worn it. He also has pillows. Mark asks if Petey needs anything else. He asks Mark if Mark is sure that no one can see anything inside his house. He says yes, and everything is upstairs is locked. Petey asks about the unit next door, and Mark says no one lives on that side, so he's only got one neighbour.
It sounds like it's only the two of them in the whole village. Or
possibly.
Village,
on the other side is Mrs. Selvig. The neighbourhood never really filled up, so it's quiet. Petey has a flash of memory of being at Lumen. And so this episode is actually full of moments where he'll be having a conversation and then it'll be like he's now at Lumen again. It's very, very...
it's really smooth transitions.
Yeah, it was quite well done. Yeah, and... Man, I feel sorry for him because it must be so disconcerting.
Is this when Irving pops up in it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he has a flash of a memory of being at Lumen and talking to Irving, Mark, and Dylan. After a moment, he comes out of it. Mark asks if he's okay, and Petey says the sickness disorients him, but it's temporary. Definitely temporary. Mark asks him about Sunset Park, and he says Petey doesn't... Petey says he doesn't know what it is. Because I think they were talking about the Sunset Park file or something like that.
Yeah, in the memory he was having.
Yeah.
So Mark goes
So
upstairs.
with that, so he doesn't remember everything that happened while he was at Lumen. He doesn't have his work memories. He knows some things, like he knows people and stuff, but he doesn't know, like, because he doesn't know that he said Sunset Park or whatever it was, and that Mark was like, "What's this?" He doesn't have that recollection of just saying it.
That's interesting.
Like he's living the memory.
Yeah, it's
As in,
like
like,
his innie and
voicing it.
outie aren't merging very well.
Yeah. Would you say reintegrating?
Yes, you could say that
You would.
because it is the technical term, FYI. I also wanted to just note all of the names of the files are places in America that we've seen so far, anyway.
Are they definitely places in America, or are they just places, made up places?
No, I've Googled a few of them, and so far
Okay.
they're all places in America.
Okay, interesting.
Ms. Coble, as Mrs. Selvig, pours in her house, pours herself a glass of milk and sits down with it. Petey says it's like having two lives suddenly stitched together, but the relativity is messed up. So basically, he's not sure of when things happened. It blurs the past and the present, but they said it would get better. Whoever they are. Mark asks who they are. Well, there you go. Petey says it's a group of people who know Severance is a blight on mankind and have a plan to do something about it. Mark asks if he means the whole Mind Collective that we met in the previous episode.
Which is exactly where my mind went to.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God, it's those guys.
Petey says, no,
no.
it's not them. It's someone else. Mark asks what Petey wants from him. Petey asks if he doesn't want to know what he's doing at work. Mark says he's not going to unsever. Petey says he doesn't want that, and it's called reintegration, by the way. Mark says it hasn't been a blight for him, it's helped him. Petey asks, what if the cost is that he's murdering people all day and doesn't know it? I love this.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's just go to the whole murdering people
Does he
thing.
state it as a preposition, or does he say we are murdering? Or
No, he says he's
What
He says, what
Okay.
if?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because he doesn't know what they're doing. He said that when they met in the greenhouse or something. He doesn't know exactly what they were doing.
Good question.
He asks if he is. Oh yeah, Mark says, well, am I murdering people all day? And Petey says he found a department they don't tell them about, one where they don't get to leave. Mark says none of them get to leave, but Petey means they truly don't leave. They're at Lumen right now, so that there's a department that is
They
just
don't
there
have
all the
outies.
time.
Well, they might have outies, but the outies don't get to do anything.
No, they.
But technically,
I only
Petey,
know of one so far.
Petey and Mark's innies are still there, because that's the only place they exist.
Well, yes, their innies never leave.
But
Yeah,
I think he means there's a whether
Actual
they're
people
severed
that
or
don't
not, they live there 24/7. They don't.
yeah.
have
I think
like a
that's what he
half-life
meant.
life.
Oh, that's what I took from it.
Yeah.
Petey suddenly gets quiet and says he won't talk about it there. He doesn't know if the monitors are bugged or if Irving will walk in. Oh, you see, because then he's having another one of his moments. Mark reminds him they're not at Lumen. Petey asks where June is, if that's the case.
And
Mark
who's
asks
June?
who June is, and Petey says June is his daughter. Oh,
where the
Petey's
hell is
daughter.
June? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he mentioned June when he was having his, like, oh, what if Irving walks in kind of thing. That was when he was kind of in his innie stage.
Yep.
He's messed up.
He's
Yeah.
got some issues. So from the other house, we see Ms. Coble, or sorry, Mrs. Selvig, watching Mark come out of his basement in through a window. She wonders if he's all right. She's very concerned about him for some reason.
She is quite
so
attached.
at this point, Mum, because this is when she said, "Oh, Mark," isn't it? Like she was worried
Yeah.
about it. Mum and I both went, "Wait, is she severed?" Like we just had that moment where we were like, "Well, now we're not. Like, why is she so concerned?" It seems
Because she's
off character.
she's not nice to him at work.
Well, no, and like, why is she next door to him and essentially spying on him? Because every time we see into his house, it's her looking through a window, essentially. So she is spying on him. So we just had this moment again where we were like, is she? Cleared up very shortly, and we're back.
Yeah.
I agree though, because I must admit, I even said to Sean, the way Ben is talking, Ben's talking like it's not any doubt whether or not she is severed. That they
Yeah.
are just the same people. And if it wasn't for that, I would still be asking myself whether she is or not. But you've just sort of been pretty adamant about it. But as you say, Katie, like pretty quickly after in this episode,
Yeah.
it becomes clear.
And
Yeah,
like,
maybe I shouldn't have
I
been
was
so certain about it.
certain-
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
I was certain she was from the first ending of the first episode where she's talking
because
to him
her
and
face-
smiling, and then her
and
face
she did
goes
the face
blank.
yeah.
She does her
Yeah,
Miss
and I
Coble
was like,
face.
oh, no.
But it
Yeah,
Yeah, I
also-
still wasn't
it's
for some
not-
reason, but I obviously
but
just
it
wasn't getting it.
just something about the way she said it and everything was just so concerned and not like a
But that brings up the question that even if she's still the one personality, why is she so fixated on Mark and like because
She's
of what
got a
she
lot
does
riding
later
on it.
as well. But
Yeah. What?
but that doesn't make you sniff things and get emotional about watching them being emotional. That's a connection that she's clearly got that I think is outside of her job.
Hmm,
Or
also
there's
why is
something.
she
it's
next to him,
unhealthy.
living next to him and not living next to other employees? Because obviously all the employees don't live in that small space. Because they
That's
know
true.
each other outside. Not that and then they would put together that they're severed. So why is she living there?
Mm.
What's special or what are they worried about him for? Because it seems more like a concern they have than
Yeah.
anything else. Like, what's he going to do? Or maybe because he's friends with Petey. I don't know.
Was it here where he talks about his wife's accident again, or is that later?
I think he talks about it later. Yeah. So Mark watches the debate about Severance on TV. Natalie Kalin is representing Lumen in support of the procedure, and she's a pretty
Crazy
good
smiley
debater.
lady.
She's a very good debater. So
Yeah.
young, attractive woman debating an older man, and she's quite adept at debating.
Because she's keeping a hold of her emotions and make themselves
Just like
look bad.
watching debates on Fox News or something.
Yeah, and this is definitely not the last we see of her. Mark wakes up on the couch to a weather report on television. He goes downstairs to check on Petey. He wakes Petey up and tells him he's going to work, but Petey can stay there if he wants. He tells Petey he won't be reintegrating. He lost his wife a few years ago in a car accident, and it helps him.
This
Petey
was the
said-
point at which I said to Sean, I think he's responsible for the accident. That's just my
Interesting.
throwing out prediction right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would
Just
also
something about the
explain-
way he said it.
Because from what Petey says kind of next, that would explain why he's constantly upset about it. If it's been,
Remorseful.
I mean, like, not that it's not a horrible thing to
Yeah.
have to go through, but 2 years to still be coming into work with crying and stuff like that, and not just on the anniversary, it sounds like. I know we were talking about it last week, that it might, or
But later in
Friday,
the
that it might
episode,
have just been the,
quite often comes
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's not a
So
bad- I like that thought. Not for, that's not a good thought, but I like that.
I'm enjoying you catching what you're saying. Really, I'm really enjoying it. As you can see, the dog agrees. She's
And
just
yep.
arrived.
One's on our side.
So Petey says he's sorry, but Mark brushes it off. Petey then says at work he'd come in with red eyes, and they joked that he was allergic to elevators. They even had a song about it, apparently, which I'm very curious about.
Yeah, I would like to hear the song, but
Yeah,
fine.
he always wondered if it was more than that. He tells Mark he carries the hurt down there, but he doesn't know what it is.
So also, Petey remembers him coming in with red eyes, but again
Yeah.
doesn't remember Sunset Park.
Okay.
I hadn't really thought about all that.
So not all the
I
connections.
hadn't until we
are
were
made.
saying it all again.
Yep. That's what this is
Yeah.
all about. Mark tells Petey he can have whatever he wants from the fridge and leaves. Ms. Coble, as Mrs. Selvig, leans outside as Mark goes toward his car. She's de-icing her stoop with a hairdryer, if I'm not mistaken.
So fact check, I did ask Mum if this is something that would actually happen, and she's
Yep.
like, yes, she would salt down and then use the hairdryer, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, it'd be very slippery otherwise. You'd on a step, you'd really hurt yourself.
And
There's a
especially
big
if I
salt
just
industry.
down.
I just thought it was weird she was using a hairdryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's de-icing her stoop. He says it's okay and thanks her again for the cookies. She offers to bring him more. He gets in his car and leaves. Once he's gone, she stops what she's doing and goes back inside.
Is there
He's
anything
actually
special
quite-
about the cookies, you reckon?
Well, he's
Sorry,
enthusiastic about getting more cookies.
I think he's
believe
just being
that was-
And
nice.
she was eating them.
But
They look
yeah,
burnt.
the first time he ate them, it was almost like he'd never had them before, though, right? Like it's not just an ongoing thing.
She was
Yeah.
saying
And it's
she's
just
had
another way to
chamomile or
recipes
something like that.
Yeah, I think she tries new recipes.
It does
Yeah.
make me wonder what if she's putting something in them now.
And
Okay.
also, I think it's her way to get in as well. Not
Yeah.
Could just be that.
not physically to his thing, but
Yep,
into
the gateway
his-
cookie. Gotcha.
his life. Yeah.
Yep.
It'd work on me.
Love a gateway cookie.
Yeah.
At work, Mark's storing his things, and Judd, security man Joe, checks him in with the wand, then sends him to the elevator. It's morning, so he's the first to arrive. He finds an envelope with the new group photos when he arrives. Helly comes up to him as he's doing his morning routine and tells him she finally deleted the scary number while he was gone. He wasn't aware he was gone, which I think is a nice little twist here, because he's like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realise that, because the innie just has no idea.
I was thinking that when he was going in, I was like, he's not going to know he wasn't in yesterday. Because
That's clever.
day
You
didn't
were way
happen.
ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I was wondering if they would comment about it or anything, or if he'd be like, wasn't it?
Yeah. Irving tells him Dylan took over
Yeah,
the
that
training
didn't
and
occur to me.
did well. Mark goes to put out the new pictures, but Helly tells him he can skip it because she put in her resignation request. She says it's good because he won't get sent to the break room anymore. Mr. Milchick comes in and says he spoke to Mark's Audi yesterday and he was upset not to be at work. And it's just, Mr. Milchick's intonation is always just a bit
Off.
not there, you know?
Yeah.
It's also like, I don't know, I guess he's the good cop in the good cop, bad cop situation with Miss,
Ms.
Dylan.
Kobold.
Kobold.
thank you. I was going to say Selvig. But I don't know. He gives me the creeps
Definitely.
with his happiness.
So Mr. Milchick goes on and says, now that you're here, you can read your first morning announcements as department head. So Mark pulls them out, and of course it's on blue paper. And Mr. Milchick takes pictures as he says there's been garbage in the recycling, so they need not to do that. Very, very corporate bullshit. And post-it notes aren't to go on faces. And Dylan whispers to Helly, that's about him and his character, Sticky Head. Mark says to refrain from
I look
boasting.
forward to Sticky Head.
Mark says to refrain from boasting about previously earned waffle parties. Lastly, and there's sort of like a pause, and I think he comments that he's surprised that the responses come back
got
so
through
quickly.
So quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark informs Helly that her resignation request has been denied. Helly's upset to hear that and doesn't think it's right. She runs out of the room into the bathroom, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And Mr. Milchick follows her, which, you know.
I didn't think he did. Into the bathroom. I didn't think he did.
No, he didn't follow her into the bathroom. I think
No,
he
no,
just...
she ran into it looked like she ran into the corridor, but then she was,
Yeah, to be fair, we
No,
don't
he
actually
didn't
know
follow
where
her.
the bathroom is.
he walked away walkie-talking, didn't he?
Yes. He picked up the walkie-talkie.
Oh, okay. Back at Mark's house, Rickon and Devon, that's her name. Devon, apparently.
Oh.
Pull up outside Mark's place. Rickon has a wrapped package in his hand. He questions if he should sneak up to the door, but Devon says it
I
doesn't
don't
matter
get this relationship.
because Mark's at work.
She
She
feels
seems
like,
very annoyed by him, like constantly.
Yeah.
He seems very annoying.
That as well. I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
doesn't feel.
she knows,
Yeah.
but he's not there because his car's gone. Rickon gets out and puts the package on Mark's porch. It says perseverates, but I think they actually mean prevaricates. Yeah,
Yeah.
over how to place it. And there's one point where she says, "Can you hurry up? I need to pee."
He's pregnant after all.
Rickon is excited as he gets back to the car. Once they've pulled away, Ms. Coble exits her house and goes over to Mark's porch. It's like, wow, imagine getting sex toys delivered to your house. Ms. Coble's going to check them out, you know?
He's gonna look at anything you get, apparently.
Yeah.
Or she's, but
She's.
So we see in Mark's basement, Petey is working on a map of the severed floor. And back with Ms. Coble, she grabs the package. Then with Petey again, we see him flashing back to Lumen, drawing the map, and he snaps out of it after a second. But in that flashback, we see Mark start talking to him, and he's like trying to hide that he's drawing the map. So how long was he unsevered for?
Wouldn't have to be long, but
He
jokes about doing Sudoku or something.
He's drawing the map in there to figure something out, right? That doesn't mean that he's
not reintegrating.
Wouldn't have any idea of the map potentially.
Oh.
So he's just trying to maybe figure out what's going on, and now he's trying to remember that map.
So, thank you for correcting me, by the way. How long has he been reintegrated for? Ms. Coble. Ms. Coble enters Mark's house, totally normal, looks around. She goes downstairs where she opens the box of Gemma's crafts and pulls out a candle. She sniffs it. She puts it back and moves to something else, but her phone rings.
She makes a noise.
She puts it in her handbag.
Yeah, she sniffs it. She goes, kind of not so more suggestive, but she makes a emotive sound, as in she's like responsive to it, and then she shoves it in her handbag.
I missed that.
Is she related to his wife or something?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
I think he would know that. Maybe that's why he's so nice, because he always just calls her Mrs. Selvig.
There's something though, because that's the second time we've seen her go to that box of stuff. That is his wife's stuff, right?
Yes.
But that's the first time.
No, we've seen him go to it, not.
Yeah.
We've seen Mark go to it, not.
Oh, I thought we'd seen.
This is the first time she's broken in.
Is Selvig Jewish? Is a candle significant?
No idea.
For Jewish? Okay.
Okay. So she moves to check something else out, but her phone rings and she takes it. We see Petey is actually watching her, and he has a flashback to seeing Ms. Coble at Lumen. He sneaks up the stairs while she's on the phone. Ms. Coble leaves while Petey watches from the bushes. He again flashes back to being at Lumen, trying to navigate with the map. When he comes back, he finds himself on a bridge. At Lumen, Mark is checking in on Helly, who's still in the bathroom. He warns her and then comes in. He's like, I'm coming in. She says, no, I'm naked, or I'm not wearing any underwear or something. And he just comes in anyway.
I like their interaction.
Yeah. He finds her writing the note directly on her skin, and she's got it like this where it will make sense.
But how the heck
Let
did
me
you do
out.
Well, magic, Michael. Movie magic.
How do you do that? If you were trying to do that, how difficult would it be?
It'd be pretty hard, yeah.
You'd have to be a bit ambidextrous. Yeah, I reckon
I'm going to try it for next time.
You can do it for the final episode. Kate.
I reckon.
I'll try it for Wednesday and just be like,
get me out of here. Yeah.
I reckon I could have an attempt that I could. Yeah.
To match up and stuff, I reckon it'd be quite hard.
Yeah, I reckon I could have an attempt that I'd completely fuck up. I'd probably put the bottom on the top and, I'd just do it completely wrong.
Yeah, I think it would look very weird.
I feel like Mark's been down this road before. It's not like he's seeing it for the first time, whether he's done it himself.
Yeah, it's like he's seen it and he's like, he says to her, look, the code detectors can pick up on lettering anywhere, even though she's written it so she has to put her arms together to read it. It reads, let me out. Mark thought she was starting to be okay there. She got a win, which brings a lot of people joy. She says she doesn't want to work there. He says he'll give her 5 minutes to scrub her arms. When she challenges him, he asks if she wants Grainer to use the bad soap, which is just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to know what the bad soap is.
We had what we thought is bad soap. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, my nan used to have this garden soap she had, and it would have like either sand or something in it.
Yeah, it's kind of that grey abrasive.
And it cut through grease as well. It's like a mechanic soap.
Okay.
Yeah, like my grandparents were mechanics. And
I can remember
your dad
smell
would
of
have
it
it if
as
he was
well.
working on a car.
Half of us knew what white soap
grease or
was,
something.
Katie.
I had it because we were
called
working
bad
with the
soap?
pharmacy.
No, I don't think
No,
it's
it
called
wasn't.
bad soap.
It started with S, I think. But yeah, it was just more abrasive that got rid of.
I was thinking it
grease
had
and
like
stuff.
acid or bleach.
Wait,
or
is that the
something.
soap
well-
that came in those
Yeah.
sort of like silvery packaging wrapped paper sort of
Yeah,
thing?
it might have
Remember.
been.
I think that's.
Yeah.
I
I just
think I
remember-
actually know that soap.
It was a harsher than normal soap because it was supposed to be able to cut through grease a bit better as well.
But I love that statement. Do you want Grainer to use the bad soap? It's just so like what?
Also, like she's supposed to know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark exits the bathroom and finds Irving waiting outside the door. Irving heard the conversation and is troubled by Mark's high-stress conversations, fresh off the food poisoning he thinks Mark had.
Yeah.
Mark has never said he had food poisoning. It's just Irving is just like, he's clearly had food poisoning.
He had what was it? Mild stomach issues.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Okay.
That could be food poisoning.
Yeah. Mark says acclimating takes time. He asks what's on Irving's mind. Irving says Dylan kept talking about incentives yesterday as though that's why they're there.
Irving
he's such a
is so
dibber-dobber,
on the
isn't he?
Kool-Aid. Well, he is really drinking the Kool-Aid. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's totally indoctrinated.
Indoctrinated. That's the word.
Brainwashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Helly wants deeper meaning, she should see the perpetuity wing, which we heard about in the last episode. Mark
Wasn't this
says-
episode called Perpetuity?
This episode
Yeah.
is called Perpetuity, yes. Mark says she can read about it in the handbook, but it's different to be there. Mark says that place is a lot, but Irving thinks it's everything. Of course, he would.
Yeah.
Ms. Coble comes in and Mr. Milchick asks her how the check went. She says Mr. Milchick... Oh, she shows Mr. Milchick the... Oh, so he knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre, this company.
Well, he's the one who called her while she was in the house as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. So she shows Mr. Milchick the package that was left at Mark's door. He opens it and sees that it's Rickon's book. Ms. Coble recognizes him as Mark's brother-in-law and says it's his fifth book. Wow. Mr. Milchick opens the book to the middle. Did you see what the title of the book was?
Something
Yeah, I
about
can't
you
remember
being
it.
your you or something.
Yeah.
Or the only
Yeah,
one.
it had a
or-
lot of U's on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
How to be the best you or the something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, Nelly, actually.
Best you can be or something like
Yeah.
that. That was more
Something really childish. Yeah.
Mr. Milchick opens the book to the middle and reads a bit aloud. Ms. Coble tells him to check it for messages just to be safe. Mark comes in and
Oh,
asks...
I didn't catch that. Okay. I thought Milchick was having a break on the sly, reading the book later. Okay. But he was supposed to.
What messages could be in it? Like nobody knows what's happening down there, right? Allegedly.
Yeah, from who?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
But I guess they would check anything that goes in, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's the Audi saying it, not the innie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really understand why
Yeah.
why she
I
took
thought
the
that was
book.
a bit weird, and just
But also-
because if she does checks in his house regularly, why didn't she see the big red envelope that was from Petey?
Sorry, you were
Yeah.
going to say, Michael?
I was just going to say, well, they know they've lost Petey, and that Petey could potentially be trying to get something in.
That's true.
Yeah.
So Mark turns up and asks if Miss Coble has a moment. Mr. Milchick asks if he filled out an official request to speak to her. It's just like, oh my god. How do they get anything done?
Yeah.
He didn't, but Miss Coble tells him to come in anyway. He goes in and tells her about Irving's idea to take Helly to the Perpetuity Wing. Ms. Coble makes a joke about Irving being department chief. He rephrases it as his idea, and she asks if he's filled out the form to reserve it. He says no. It's been weird since Petey left. He set the tone. Miss Coble asks if Petey were the tone setter, he'd still be here. Oh, she says it, yeah. Mark asks what that means, but she won't answer. She throws a mug at him, which was sudden.
For his
She
own
does
good.
warn. She warns him. She said, "If you keep talking, I will throw this mug at you," or something along those
And
lines.
it dents the
Gives a
door,
warning.
by the way, which I was very bothered
I
by.
didn't notice that. Yeah, me too. Left a black mark on that door.
Yeah. And she tells him, get MDR, what is it, macro data refinement, to its numbers. Then she tells him what she just did was painful for her, but she knew he could handle it and grow from it. It's just like, oh my God, this is kind
Yeah.
of psycho.
I feel like that's written somewhere that she has to say it afterwards, kind of thing.
Yeah, and she says she hopes he'll let it help him. He asks, he asks, do you want door open, closed? And she says both.
That bit was funny.
I did love that.
Back at the cubicles, Dylan speculates about his Audi doing muscle shows. Irving thinks
poo-poos it.
Irving thinks if that were true, Dylan wouldn't have to work at Lumen. And Dylan is so like, no man, do you know how much they earn? They don't earn that much. It's just so.
And then he
I've got no
explains
idea about
how
anything.
much money you get from certain muscle shows. Like your pet would be this one. The Delta is around that, yeah.
While they talk, Helly writes her outie a note and sticks it in a pen cap. She tapes the end and then walks toward the kitchenette, where she fills a glass with water and prepares to swallow it. Mark catches her right after she puts it in her mouth. Mark says the code detectors
like
can
this
read
part.
messages hidden inside her body as well. And when that happens, it's Milchick's Mr. Milchick's job to extract the message from her. It's to her advantage to tell them the truth about how long ago she swallowed it, so he knows which end to start from.
And to start with,
Which is just like, yo, okay.
Yeah.
So vivid.
He holds out his hand and Helly spits out
again,
the cap.
it sounds like he's speaking from experience.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, whether he's had it
Yeah.
inflicted on him or
He's
he's
never
watched
pooed the
someone
same
else do
since.
it.
Then he tells her...
It's a very kind of kindergarten or primary school moment, sort of like a kid or a toddler or something, spitting something out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Then he tells her they're
I wonder
going
how
on
many
trip.
takes that took.
And actually, I mean, that's a good point,
It was a
Michael,
good
because
spit, actually. Yeah.
because
Yeah, it was.
It was like,
she is like a child in their world, basically.
Yeah.
they're constantly treated like that. Yeah.
Petey mentions it as well that his innie, like when he was talking about the timelines and stuff and how his innie is essentially a child. So that merges
remember
with
that,
the
but yeah,
child
yeah.
timeline because he can't differentiate the times.
So the whole department goes off to the perpetuity wing, and as on their way, Irving's explaining that all 8 CEOs have been from the Egan lineage, dating back to the founder. Irving has a mnemonic to help remember their names, which he wrote himself. And it's just like, oh, I need to hear this mnemonic.
And he said it's not canon or something.
It's got
And
like
then
I forget the word for it, but
a
a
ryming
not perfect
something.
rhyme,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was unfortunate but needed to be done or something like that.
Yeah.
Dylan quietly passes Helly a piece of paper that she opens to reveal Egan Bingo. Dylan gives one to Mark as well. Helly asks what it is, and Dylan says it's how you don't die of boredom in the perpetuity wing. It's a great opportunity for everyone except Irving to bond.
Yeah.
As they get to a corner, they run into Bert and Felicia. We've never met Felicia before. Bert asks how about Irving's session, and Irving says it was restorative. Mark is surprised they know each other. Dylan asks, "What are you doing out of your hole?" Dylan
very
does not like
aggressive,
this
isn't he?
department.
It
Felicia
also
explains-
feels like they
Sorry.
would never bump into other departments ever. Like that. This is a really rare occurrence because they were kind of shocked that Irving knew him.
Yep.
Even though we'd only just seen him recently.
And
Yeah.
also, I feel like when they're having to submit their forms and stuff, it's all tightly curated as well, so that they wouldn't encounter people
Yeah.
in the corridors as
Yep.
such too. But also
Yeah.
in this, Irving, I don't know, it's not lust. It's he's very, I don't know, not attracted, but it's like he wants to be the other guy, or he's got ambitions to.
He's enamored with him.
Yeah, I'd say enamored. He definitely has a way of looking at him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the longing look kind of thing.
To me, it was like almost like they were, in a couple in another life, or or something,
Okay.
or on the
Um,
outside, or like that. Just there was a connection underneath that was sort of
A frisson.
Possibly.
I agree with
that.
A frisson? Is that how do you
I
French
agree
say it?
with that.
Anyway.
So I've got a question for you. Do you think that Bert and Felicia are severed?
Well, they're on the severed level.
But so is Mr. Milchick and Ms. Kerbal.
Oh,
Originally, when we met him, I wondered if he was someone really important,
Yeah.
like in the organisation. But I'm not as sure about that now. I can't even really explain why.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe he isn't, she is.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I'll continue. I just
Don't
wanted to was curious if you guys had any thoughts on it.
There was something a little bit odd about her. What did she say? There was something a little bit odd.
Oh,
Well,
she says.
she was as
Team building
retaliatory
stuff.
as Dylan was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt that she was more subordinate as well, and that they'd just done the team building of the egg drop stuff.
Yes, because she
right.
explains
All the
there was
egg
an
drop
egg drop
stuff
challenge
was funny.
in the team building space. Apparently, there's a team
Yeah.
building space. They have to keep their
They go
synergy
through a
up.
lot of eggs there and straws.
Yeah,
that was funny.
And we see she's carrying a tray with like broken eggs and stuff.
Broken
on it.
eggs.
That makes
And
me
it's
think
just
she
the
is
two of them.
severed. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
the two of them.
Yeah,
Doing the same
Dylan
thing.
doesn't believe them. Mark said, "Oh yeah, I just realised it was just the two of them."
Yeah.
I took it as they were facilitating it for another
Nope.
group.
They mentioned that They mentioned that it was just the two of them.
Don't they say it's a two-person department or something?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They said it's a two-person
Yeah.
department.
And it was about the coup or something. Yeah.
They didn't
So is
mention
that
the coup this time, but
Oh yeah. So is that a chance meeting, or was that engineered? And if it was engineered, for what purpose?
that's a good question. Maybe O&D really are the evil people that Dylan says. Only time will tell.
What does O&D stand for again?
I forget.
Dick.
I know they do.
Optics and
Oh,
something.
optics
Yeah.
And
and
design or
design.
something.
Yes, that's
yeah.
it. Yep.
So
We should
they,
really write the
'cause they
stuff
do all
down.
the paintings and the tote bag.
I kind of feel like it wasn't a chance meeting. I'm trying to think about what else
Yeah,
happened in
I
that
don't think it was
conversation that
curated.
meant that he would have tried to do it like that. What do they talk about in there though? Just the egg drop.
That was pretty much
It
it.
looks like two departments, or two. If you ignore all of the department people being in the room, it kind of looks like just two people bumping into each other in a hallway. Even though
Okay.
there's 6 of them.
I think Michael
But
is
like-
suggesting that there
You're-
was
They were
potentially
meant
deliberate.
to be.
But as you say, they don't run into each other normally at all. Or
Yeah.
we think.
Well, Mark
just
seems
makes
to
me
know
question.
about
Yeah, true.
optics
I
and
feel like
design.
the only one that had any type of reaction was Irving. And Dylan
And
was
Dylan.
but that was
Yeah.
more animosity.
Dylan was
It
just
was not
angry.
so. Yeah.
But even him bumping into him the first time, I don't think was a chance encounter like that. Oh, that's right. They talk about
Yeah.
the books
painting.
again.
Yeah, and the manuals.
No,
yeah.
painting
I don't know.
yeah.
It all seems very.
That's right, they did. Yeah, he says,
deliberate
"Oh,
to me.
wait until you see those new menu manuals or
Tote
whatever
bags.
they were."
Yeah. Tote bags.
Um,
Tote bags.
so Dylan doesn't believe that they were doing an egg drop challenge. He thinks it's a big conspiracy. Mark says they're on the way to the Perpetuity Wing to show it to Helly, their new refiner. Bert says they need to get back, and Irving watches them walk away, then catches up with the others. Ms. Coble is looking for Mr. Milchick and finds him plugging in the speaker. And Natalie, the girl from TV, is on the phone, is in the office with him.
Oh.
I did not
didn't
realise it
notice
was
that
the same
girl
person.
from the TV.
No.
And
Oh,
you
it
kept
is.
saying, "We'll see her again," and I was like, "Will we?"
Yeah. The creepy
No, I didn't
smiler.
know.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And she
didn't
keeps that
notice.
smile. She
The board will be
Ms.
joining
Coble
us,
says, "Is this about Helena?" Natalie says, "No, it's about Petey, and the board is joining them." Mr. Milchick leaves, and Natalie says the board.
Helly? Well, we don't know who Helena is.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Natalie says the board wants Ms. Coble to speak first. She greets them and says the search for Petey.
After a really long pause.
Yeah, I'm
where they're
good to
both
see
looking
that.
at
The
each
same
other.
way
They're like,
Yeah,
that happened
It's very
earlier.
reminiscent of the one with Mark and her.
it's kind
At
of
which
like a
point-
power
Being treated
play,
like
isn't
Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I was already
how-
feeling
That's the power in this
vindicated,
scene.
saying how
Yeah.
long until these people become the small cog.
it?
Yeah, and
Yep.
how the speaker is just there for intake, and they talk to Natalie over
To her,
her.
yeah.
Yeah, but over what's her face? The other Mrs.
Ms.
Coble
Coble.
over
Coble.
her head.
Whose name is also Harmony.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's right. We found out that her first name is Harmony.
She is not harmonious.
She
Ms.
says
Milchick,
salutations.
Ms. Coble goes on. Prior to his departure, he showed signs of possible reintegration. Natalie relays a message from the board saying that severance is irreversible. Ms. Coble should know that. She also wants Ms. Coble to get macro data refinement, which I'll just say MDR, to make their quarterly numbers. Ms. Coble says they will with their new refiner. Natalie interrupts to say the board ended the call. It's just like, oh.
Another power move.
Yeah, seriously. Natalie gets up and just
when
leaves.
When she says there were signs of PD reintegrating while he was still working there, the board is more the way Natalie
reacts to what they're
tells
saying
it
in
is
it,
is that that was supposed to be permanent. Like they're shocked that someone could be reintegrating, as opposed to that's permanent, you're wrong.
Or they don't want the idea that it is possible to even get anywhere.
Yeah, that's the way I took it, but
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Helly, back at Helly, she asks if optics and design is really only two people who only see each other. Irving says yes, and he suspects it's lonely. Dylan doesn't like them and says they don't share their values. Keir sorted the departments by virtue. Macro data refinement is full of people who are clever and true, while optics and design is cruelty-centered. He's just so
This reminds me of
He really hates them. Did he get rejected from applying for a position there? Like, what happened here?
This reminds me of that. I've forgotten what the book's called. It got made into a movie. It had the erudite. It's had 4 classes.
Divergent.
Divergent. Yes.
Oh god, I hate that series.
This is what it made me. I was getting bits of that kind of thing a lot with the
I can
dogma.
see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, with the repetition of sayings and yeah.
So
I just remembered something as well. Like when they had that first TV interview, they talked about when they were throwing arguments back at one another. One of them, I assume the non-Lumen person, talks about if someone were to have a child on the inside or something like that. And at the time, I said to Sean, "Oh yeah, I was kind of wondering that as well."
I said in the first episode, it's not something that
you could hide.
But that's kind of interesting with what you were saying about June as well. But because I didn't really think about that at the time. But the fact that
they child and there'd be no body change.
Pardon?
He could have a daughter.
Right.
No body change to him. She could have also existed before he was 7.
It's just interesting that in the same episode where they've brought up June, they've put in a line in that interview about a kid.
Someone being pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Sorry, that's off track.
No,
that's
also
okay.
There's a way where the innie would not know that they were pregnant because the other people would tell them that they've been away for 9 months, like they haven't seen them in forever. Because they'll stay as an outie until they have the child. But then the innie would still recognize the physical changes, surely. And you couldn't, unless you stopped breastfeeding, there'd have to be over a year. Because what would you do if you're just talking and a sound just makes you lactate and you're leaking?
Did you say a sound makes you lactate? What?
That's what happens.
My mum said she would be in a shopping centre and she would have to wear nursing pads.
I thought you were an expert on female anatomy, Ben.
Yeah, I know, Ben. I'm
sure
it's actually the breasts.
I'm more specialised on the vaginas. I'm not too sure about the breasts.
Oh, yes, and the issues they cause with people breathing.
Yeah.
I've got a very narrow focus.
Clearly not at cleavage. Is
a very narrow focus. That's what you did.
Yeah, narrow focus.
I can't deal with that.
So Helly asks how many departments there are, but they don't actually know. Dylan says optics and design try to violate.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on Ben being a gynecologist in another life. Sorry, please continue.
It's okay. Dylan says optics and design tried a violent coup on the others years ago, and that's why it's only 2 people and why they're all so far apart. Mark
and
says
Irving's adamant.
Yeah.
No, it didn't
Yeah,
happen.
Mark says there was no coup and no one killed anyone. I'm 99% sure of that.
Oh, I like this next conversation. Helly's suggestion.
Yeah, Helly says maybe we should. Helly thinks they should kill Mark if they come back, so they think they're crazy and we'll leave them alone.
And then she says about wearing his face.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
his face.
And he suggests turning it inside out because they
Yeah, because
recognize
they
it.
recognize it.
I really enjoyed this conversation.
And actually, I think
Felt like more work banter than the whole show.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
actually thought this. Helly and Mark have some good banter going, and it's like they were sort of an antagonistic relationship up to this
It's
point.
almost like sibling teasing, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they still are a little, and whatever the word you said, towards each other.
Because he's still boss hat and she's new.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Yep. They arrive at the Perpetuity Wing and go inside. Irving quotes James Egan, the current CEO, as they look at a statue of him. They go out to the top of a staircase which looks down over statues of past CEOs, as Irving explains that the centre displays are for past CEOs while the whole back part is devoted to Keir. They go down the stairs. So Keir Egan must have been the first one or something.
Do you think they're not allowed to have S's in their name? As the Egans? Because why is it James?
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Petey walks
Did
around.
their S get severed too?
So Petey, who is out on his own now, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. He's
Everyone-
walking around the
everyone's
streets in a robe, and he's hearing Keir's voice in his head as he looks at his map. So he's sort of like half
He's
in,
following the map outside.
yeah, but he's actually outside. Yeah. As
Do you
they
think corridors?
back in the Perpetuity Ring, as they're walking around, they see statues of Baird Egan, Philip Egan, Gerhardt Egan, and Myrtle Egan. As they listen to
They
Myrtle's
don't have any S's?
That's very true. Maybe S's are the
have a
letter
conspiracy
of the
going.
demon.
Of the
Yeah.
devil, yeah.
Except I think he's Mark
S,
S, isn't he? Isn't he Mark S?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
As they listen to Myrtle's statue speak, Helly pulls out her bingo card and marks off a space.
Oh, it's Lumen saves the world. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Irving says that Myrtle was 5 CEOs ago. They'd never had a woman, but she told her father at age 7 that she would be the first. It almost makes Helly wish she remembered her own childhood. Irving says it's unnatural for a person to have no history. It gives them context for themselves. That's actually quite an observant statement. It's a shame that he never thought of that before this point. Irving was shapeless when he woke up on the table, but then he learned he was working for a woman that had been taking care of people since 1866. They're surrounded by pictures of people smiling. Each one is a real smile from someone on the outside that Lumen has helped. And they rotate them. So there could be millions.
Yes. I imagine listening to all this exposition in quotation marks.
Helly asks if they're a dental company. Irving says no. The point is she's part of a history now.
Well, they do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they might be. I was like, oh, well, how does he know?
And Dylan comes in, oh, it's the mouth wall. And Evan's
Yeah.
like, it's not the mouth wall.
And he's like, oh, they took my
With the
favorite
hot
one.
Yeah.
Dylan asks if they're ready to go, but Irving objects that Helly hasn't seen the Keir part yet. They enter the back room, which contains a perfect replica of Keir's house in an underground room.
When the door opens, she goes, Jesus. And he goes, no, it's Keir.
Yes.
Oh, he's so in, isn't he? He's just like totally all in on it.
Indoctrinated.
He's going to
yeah.
have a gigantic come down at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Gigantic.
head will explode.
He's going to
Literally
be
and
the first one to
figuratively.
reintegrate while in the office.
They stand in Keir's
Maybe that's-
bedroom just as he might have left it. Dylan hates
Sorry,
it.
Katie's had an epiphany.
Oh, go, sorry.
Maybe the black sludge when he was dreaming is the start of his reintegration.
Integration.
Interesting.
Or like the first sign. Sorry, carry on.
No worries. Irving is upset that Dylan is being respectful. Irving notices something in Mark's pocket and pulls out the bingo card. Mark says that's for fun. Irving says this is everything Lumen was built on, not a game. God, He must be fun to work with. He asked
I
if
did
Mark...
like seeing the sign of the "Do not sit on Keir Egan's bed."
Yeah.
He asked if Mark gave one to Helly. He knows Mark did, which upsets him because Mark is his department chief. Mark didn't ask for the job or for Petey to disappear. Mark realises Helly has disappeared and goes to look for her. Just like immediately after that discussion. We see Helly running down a... Yeah.
She told me the first time you turned your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
We see Helly running down a series of hallways and Mark is chasing her. We see a shot of Mr. Milchick reading Rickon's book. And we cut back to Helly running through more corridors. She finds a door, but it won't open, so she grabs a fire extinguisher and uses... I think this is the fire escape that she found. So she grabs a fire extinguisher.
It was the door she used.
Yes, that's the fire escape.
Yeah.
It had the sign above the
Yep.
door saying it was something. Blah blah.
She grabs a fire extinguisher and uses it to break the glass, setting off an alarm. Mr. Milchick sees the alarm and gets up. Helly reaches her arm through the window hole, extending the note out.
Get me out
Mark
of
grabs
here.
her and pulls her back.
She's trying to get her head out so that the chip does the shutter thing, so that her outie reads it before she gets pulled back. But
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, I was a bit
Yeah.
confused.
I was like,
That's a good
why
point.
she's
Dropping the note.
That window
But
didn't
okay.
look big enough for her
Yeah.
head.
What you said makes
Well, not
sense.
with her arm cut out as well. She's
Yeah.
trying to get her head past the
Right.
point so that it would be
Yeah,
her
that makes
outie
sense.
looking at the note that she's holding out to herself.
Good one. I didn't get that.
Good
We
pickup.
both
Well
went,
done.
what? Why is she dropping it if she's
Yeah, I was
trying
like,
to
why
get it
is
out?
she just the note's not going to read itself out there?
Yep. Mr. Grainer appears and tells Helly to come with him. Mark watches as Helly follows him, and the expression on his face is just like, "Yeah, this. You deserve this.
Yeah.
Basically, you've got this coming."
She also looked back at him like, you're not going to get me out of this time. She also had kind of that look like, are you going to say something?
Yes. Yeah.
But not this time. No, he's just like I think he's just
You've got
maybe
plenty
he
of
was
stuff.
like you need to go through this to understand the repercussions of your actions or something. You know, like a school child. You know. Mr. Grainer leads Helly, who is nursing a scratched arm, to the break room. Mr. Milchick greets her inside and cleans and bandages her cut. He expresses regret that she's unhappy. Then he has her sit down and put her hands on 2 handprints on the table. He starts a tape recorder and has her read a compunction statement, expressing
Sorry,
regret.
again, this is technology of 80s kind of thing. The headphones, I remember my grandpa used to have a pair like that
Yep.
with the huge audio jack thing going in, and it's a projector.
Just
and-
FYI, those huge audio jacks are still a thing.
I know, but
The writing on the screen is very new tech, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting for her to get electrocuted, so.
me too.
Oh, really? It's like, no, you said that
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, that's why I thought she had the hands.
Hands on the
That's why
thing.
she had to have the hands there.
But it's reading sweat and stuff because it's a lie
It's a lie
detector. I
detector
presume.
test, yeah. Yeah.
Lie
So,
detector test.
yeah. He starts
Sorry,
recording.
the other hand's holding a cat. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
it.
okay.
She's-
Oh, I've got one too.
Aw.
Okay, he starts recording and has her read a compunction statement expressing regret for her wrongdoing. She doesn't want to read it, but he tells her to do it. She reads it, and when she's done, he says she doesn't mean it and has her read it again. Then he has her read it a 3rd time. Back in macro data refinement, Dylan leaves for the day and turns off the lights, leaving Mark in darkness. Mark
I
takes
thought
out...
that was a really good cinematography image of where each bank of lights
Yes.
sequentially blacks
Yeah.
out. It was very well done.
That's not how real lights work.
I just like that he.
No,
I also
it's-
like that he said, "Do you want this on or off?" And he said off, but he's still staying there. Like it was
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah. He's probably not happy, or he's hoping that Helly would come out.
He's worried
'cause-
about Helly. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark takes out the new group photos and pulls the old photos out of the storage closet. He starts to replace the pictures in the frames one at a time. When he opens the last one, he finds a map. The map that Petey was drawing, hidden behind the picture, laying out the severed floor.
Oh, right before that happened, did anyone else have the same thing? Because I said to Nelly, he's going to find something. It's going to be the map. And then, bang.
That's exactly what I thought
I
as
thought he
well.
was going to find
Yeah.
something, but I didn't know what.
I didn't think it was the map. I knew he'd find something written.
I
'Cause I'm
figured
like,
it was
that's
the
not
map.
the only one that they could.
Yeah, I don't think I was having a giant leap there.
No, I figured it was the map because they've referenced it a couple of times, so it's like, surely
you
they're
mean-
going
And
to
he
show
did
it
say
now.
he hid it for him.
Yeah.
I said to Sean, yeah.
Yeah, you said Nelly when you told
Oh,
us.
sorry.
Just now.
Probably,
Did we have a conversation?
together?
I just
I
don't
was probably looking at
remember.
you when I said it.
Back at Petey, we see Petey is in a convenience store and he's struggling a bit. He's at a vending machine and
bit.
yeah.
He's trying to
And-
put this.
He's not at a vending
the
machine. He's
tokens.
just at the
the fridge
refrigerator
store.
section.
Yeah, but in Severance, in the
Yeah,
seventh
yeah,
floor,
but in his
he's
head, he
he's
needs
trying to
the-
put his
Yeah.
tokens in. Yeah.
We see
He's
Mark
also
replace the frame
copying blood.
photos. Then back in with Petey saying, I don't have any tokens, and he can't eat without tokens. And we see Mark leave work. Leave macrodata refinement. And Petey says he needs tokens so he can eat. And Mark entering the elevator. And we see the checkout girl, because I think Petey
Also, sorry,
collapses to the ground.
when Mark leaves the elevator, you can clearly see when his Audi takes over, he kind of slumps a bit and his head tilts a bit more.
And Judd wasn't there, the security guy.
He wasn't.
'Cause there was
Hasn't been
only-
there
he
any
didn't-
time when they're
There was
leaving.
3 cars left in the car park.
Yeah, he has, because he says bye.
Oh, has he? Okay.
He said bye the last time.
But yeah, there's
So-
only 3 cars in the car park as well.
So a checkout girl in the convenience store finds Petey bleeding from his mouth. We see Mark leave Lumen and walk to his car, and then nearly
drunk.
empty.
He's
He had just
annoyed.
3 cars left. Mark goes home and calls for Petey as he goes downstairs. He finds that Petey's not there. Mark goes driving around looking for Petey, and he's at an intersection as an ambulance rushes past, and so he follows the ambulance and comes to the convenience store where he sees whatever they're called, paramedics?
Paramedics?
Yep, leading Petey out of the building. Petey looks up at Mark and then just collapses to the ground.
It's also a very slow look up kind of thing, and there's a lot of back and forth, looking back at Mark, looking at Petey as he's raising his gaze kind of thing.
Yep.
And as Sean pointed out, the paramedics are like, "Oh, get a stretcher," and then they both let go of him.
Yeah.
That's not great work.
And then he just topples over
Yeah,
here.
you know what that's like? It's like when in Fellowship / WoW, when somebody says, "Oh yeah, I'll go soak this," and someone else says, "No, I'll do it," and then both of them do it, or both of them don't end up doing it.
Yep. Or they run into it, and then they're like, "Oh, the other person's there,and then they both run out."
Yeah, exactly.
Katie's just got a blank look on her
Anyway,
face.
that
As the
might have
audience
happened to me
probably
today.
is right now. I didn't know if the way they were cutting back and forth between Petey, like in that slightly earlier bit, they kept cutting back between the scene of him changing the photos. Like I didn't think it was supposed to be like a literal something is happening. It was just like more an editing choice. But they kept going back and forth between the two, like symbolically it was supposed to mean something. Like a
Perhaps.
change out. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, at the end of the last episode, you said, "Oh, is he dead?" And then we start out
Yes.
knowing straight away that he's not.
He's not.
But
And
then
then
we
we
kind of
in this episode going, is he dead?
Yeah. Because the paramedics are saying he's not
Seems like it.
breathing.
yeah.
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 Yep, they say he's not breathing. Mark gets back in his car and leaves. Back at home, Mark goes into his basement. He starts putting things back, removing evidence that Petey was there. As he goes upstairs, he hears Petey's phone vibrating with a phone call, and that's the end of the episode.
Do we see who it is on who's making the call?
I don't think we did.
I don't
It
think
was
it
we
June?
did.
ahead.
I felt like it was going to be June, but I don't think it said who it was on it.
But when he got the phone call the first time he got to Mark's place, he didn't answer it either. It was just buzzing.
Oh yeah, it could be the Lumen people trying to find him.
Or it
I'll-
could be
yeah.
the people that did the procedure.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the phone that was triggering his stuff, but clearly it's still triggering without the phone.
yeah.
But 3 episodes in, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I know, I don't know, some of us are pretty excited about watching the next episode already.
And some of us will wait until Wednesday night.
Yep. Who's that going to be, Nelly?
I will remember this one because it's Wednesday's normal.
Yeah.
It was today's that was, yes, that I wanted to happen, but then forgot because life, yeah.
That's okay. Well, if we keep this pace up, we'll finish this show in no time.
So how many
As-
episodes are this season?
I think what Michael said 9.
There's 9.
or 10?
No, you said
9,
9, but
that's right.
I looked up. There's 10 in the next one.
Okay.
Yep.
In the first season. Or you mean season
There's
3?
9 in the first one, 10 in the second.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it. Does anybody have anything that they wanted to discuss about this episode? I actually wanted to discuss another actor in this. So the actor who plays Irving. What's his name? I can't remember his actual name.
I don't know.
Wasn't he in like
I don't-
an old
I
kids
don't
movie? Sorry.
Let me just
I can't-
look it up on
Like
IMDb.
it?
Yeah. Please do. You're better off with spoilers than we are, and everyone else can see the cat.
Well, he needs to be really careful too, yes. Oh, she's so
John
sleepy.
Turturro, if
That's
that
him.
helps. Ben.
Thank you, John Turturro.
But what else has he been in?
So, I've never really seen him do a serious role before. Again, he's mostly just been the roles I've seen him play are like comedic
Comedy relief.
and quite slapstick stuff.
What else has he been in, Katie?
He was in one or two of the Transformers movies, so that should tell you a lot.
He's been in some really not serious stuff, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. He's been in some really serious stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've only ever seen him in comedy stuff, so this was quite a turn for me, and he's pretty good. I mean, the fact that we're able to pick up that there's something between him and Bert. I mean, that's a sign of good acting that we're able. They haven't interacted that much, but we already know. Hey, there's
Sorry,
something
what's
there.
his name again?
Don't know they even
Irving.
said very much.
Oh, John Turturro.
You might know him from Green Eggs and Ham, the TV series. He played the goat.
Afraid I did not know that. Michael and I had a Dr. Zeus discussion yesterday.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, I had to tell Ben it was Dr. Seuss that we were talking about yesterday.
But yeah, no, I think he's very good. Oh, that's the trivia that I wanted to talk about. So,
Trivia Ben's back.
Yep, Trivia Ben is back. So I think I might have already told you this, but John Turturro is actually friends with Christopher Walken.
You haven't?
Okay.
And that it was actually John Turturro's suggestion that they get Christopher Walken for this show. And it was John Turturro who convinced him. Like called him and said, "Hey, I've got this show that they're wanting me to do." He says, "I'm only going to do it if you do it too." So
Have
yeah,
I shown you the Christopher Walken SNL skit?
the cowbell.
No. The Walken family reunion?
I think I have hardly ever seen him in anything. All I know is people doing
His accent.
His
you know,
voice.
impressions of him. That's all. I don't
Yeah.
think I've actually seen anything he was in.
He was
I am
in
going
an
to
when
find
he-
it and send it to you guys.
He was in the
When he
second
came up
Batman
on the
movie,
top-
the one with Penguin.
Yeah, he was also
Oh,
in
actually,
Flight
I
of
have
the
seen that.
Conchords.
Oh,
He
was
was
he?
talking about John Turturro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nelly.
Oh, I
Nelly's
thought you were talking
still-
about Christopher
Nelly's
Walken,
a-
Michael.
An actor behind.
I
Yeah,
was.
sorry.
Nelly
Nelly.
went back.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was reading, not reading.
Yeah.
So I had seen him in the title, and then when his character came up on the second episode, I'm like, oh, is that him? And I checked the info thing on Apple and went, oh, okay, so that's what he looks like.
But again,
I know
even
he's a
Christopher
massive,
Walken is playing a
actor,
really
but-
different role to what I'm used to seeing him play. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see people do something different.
Yeah, Christopher Walken was in the musical. What was it? The Hairspray, as well.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
I believe it. But yeah, that's it. Let's call it there. Thank you very much, everyone. Until Wednesday, I guess. Is everyone good for Wednesday?
Yeah, you haven't even put out the second video yet.
No, I'll do it tonight.
You're going to have to get a jiggle on.
Yep. It's very exciting. All right. Until next time.
I'm excited.
Bye.
Bye.
the shower and seeing himself looking in the mirror, and his nose is
Oh, was
bleeding.
he looking in a mirror? I thought
Yeah.
there was another person in the shower.
It was him.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But
that
Yeah, like
clean shaven or something? I don't know.
He was
was
seeing both
definitely-
versions of himself at once,
Yes.
it felt like.
yeah.
Right.
Yep.
He slumps against the shower wall as Mark asks him through the wall if he's okay, and that was the end of the episode.
But I felt, is he dead? Is my question, because he didn't look very alive.
I guess we'll find out next
Can't
week.
kill Petey yet.
Because my thought was, is the phone triggering something in his head as well?
That's a good question.
As
Good
in,
question.
like it's a kill signal or something.
Yeah, was it
Because
the
there was sound effects.
well, who
that
would be
sounded to
calling
that
him?
effect.
I mean, that's probably a better question. Who
Well,
would be
Mrs.
calling
What's
him?
her face saw him come in because she's clearly observing him, the house.
Okay, did she?
And I had an issue with that part
Okay.
because he's brought him to the Lumen housing.
Yeah, so we do actually see a shot of Mrs. What was her name? What's her Audi?
Selvig.
Yeah, Mrs. Selvig
Selvig.
looking through a window at Mark's house. But I think that if she'd seen
They're in
him,
the
she knows who
basement,
Petey is. She knows him.
Yeah.
If she'd seen it, then he wouldn't be down there. She would have done something. So I
think he snuck him in.
yeah, I don't think that she knows he's there. But the
he
fact
didn't.
that sorry, go.
The way to sneak him in would be in the car, but no, he doesn't park his car in the garage.
It's true.
He parks it in front of it.
Maybe he would have a
Always
blanket over him.
Sorry, side effect.
He knew to put him in the basement though, and not have him out. Like
where a
he
window-
knew to have him in
yeah.
the basement.
The
There was
basement
one
does look
moment-
like that's where his personality is, though.
There was one moment, I think it was before he went out and drove in the car. It might have been when she was looking at his house, I'm not sure. But there was a shot of the street. Maybe it was when she was looking. And it was all snowy and everything. And that's when Sian thought she saw
Yes.
the
she's
screen
right.
like do a...
Yes,
Ben
that
confirmed
did
you
happen.
did see that.
Yes, I saw that.
Because
and
we
thought of it.
rewound it. I said, well, I'm not going to be able to see it, but we
It's not a
rewound
very
and I
strong
looked at it
effect,
and I'm
but
like,
they definitely.
I don't know.
It's the image sort of stretches out a little bit. Yeah, it was
So it looks
definitely
like
happened.
on a camera.
Was
someone's
that when
looking
she
at it on
was
a monitor.
looking at the house?
No, it was like just an exterior shot of the house. When she
I
was
didn't know
looking
if
at
it
the
was
house,
like an establishing shot kind of thing, or
yeah, I think that's what it was. But you couldn't see anyone at the time. It was just the houses.
right. And based
No,
on
you
what
might
we
be
know
right,
so
actually.
far, I don't know. Based on what we know so far, it was just an odd place for it to be, even though I didn't see it myself, because she mentioned it. I thought, well, the other times we've seen it is like when he's going up and down in the lift, like when they're sort of crossing that threshold, or so why
Oh, did she
Did it
say it was like
happen-
that?
yeah. So
Yeah.
why did it happen then when I think it was before he drove out and saw Petey? Oh, I could be wrong. But it was definitely an outside scene going to an outside scene.
Yep.
So that was odd.
I can't remember exactly when it was either. Apologies, but I remember when it happened. I was like, oh, I have to remember to mention this because Sian said it happened, and I definitely saw it.
I couldn't see it at all.
It's subtle, so I can understand why you didn't notice it.
They need to make it yellow, Michael.
Yeah.
So that's the end of episode 2, everyone. I still feeling good about this. There's lots of questions. They are telling us stuff, but I guess it's just not very. I would say this is like the Lost level of telling us stuff, where they're like, yes, they're telling us stuff, but it's just raising more questions.
Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah, and
doesn't
Lost
help.
would always
but-
have the flashback of a certain character each kind of week as well.
Yeah.
I
I'm
do
just
totally
annoyed
agree
because-
with. You go.
Sorry, I'm just annoyed because I can't watch it straight away because then I'll forget half of it before the next Wednesday. So I can't really watch it till Monday or Tuesday, and I'm annoyed.
No, we just have to do 2 a week. That's why we watch so early in the week to give you
Yeah.
a chance.
We can totally do 2 a week.
Yeah, I'm happy to do 2 a week. This
Yeah,
Monday
me
was a bad Monday.
Maybe we'll record on Saturday evening.
Maybe.
I'll be catching the train home. Yeah, that should still work.
Okay.
Yeah, works for me.
I do agree with Nelly that it does feel like the kind of, and might not be, but the kind of show where they end up zooming out, that we're looking at a very small portion of it at the moment, and that, maybe both the in and the out are part of an experiment or, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still Truman vibes and Matrix vibes.
I really enjoy the observations of what it's like to be an innie, where basically there's the potential that they just cease to exist because it's like, oh,
Yeah, if they
you
quit.
quit, you never come back, so they don't exist anymore. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Also, you put in our first episode 1, you wrote science fiction ? In brackets.
Oh, that's because of the comments
wanna
that Sean said. Nice to know that you're reading those, by the way.
Well, it made me question. I'm like, oh, science fiction ? Is this as in it could be more than, well, it is still multiple genres, but still, I'm like, oh, is it more science fiction? That's what made me think more of the Matrix kind of thing.
No, I just put it was just because of what Sean said. That's all. That's the only reason I put it.
Now Katie's got to go watch The Matrix during the week as well.
You've seen
Or
The
maybe
Matrix, right?
Maybe
Chris?
to
No, she said she didn't.
Nor
was
will I
another
be
one.
watching it.
Well, she's not a lot younger, but a little bit younger. I'm just trying to think, because I was probably 18 when that came out. So
yeah, high school.
No, I was in my 20s.
yeah, I'm just placing where that
me.
puts Katie at the time it came out. So
So probably
I
a
had no
primary.
interest in seeing it either. I'll have a look. But yeah, I was
yeah,
just not interested in it.
you don't have to. Just don't watch it and keep telling people that you've never seen it.
Yeah, because people love
You can
hearing that
enjoy
you've
some
never
of
seen
the fun that I have.
I was in primary school when it came out.
All right, let's end it there, guys. Thank you very much, and I guess I'll be talking to you before the end of this week again about the next episode.
Yay, yes. Missy's happy about that, aren't you, Missy?
Hey, Missy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got one here too.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.